All right, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jeff Holden. We're here today on the sideline with Big O.
How y'all doing today?
Coach Evan Hearn. Yeah, you see it. And head coach, athletic director of Nocona, Mr. Blake Crutsinger.
Good to be here.
We appreciate you coming in all the way from Nocona. Do they say Nocona? Is that just...
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay.
Nocona, USA. That's what they call it.
Boots and baseball gloves.
That's right.
Very good baseball gloves. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, we appreciate you coming in. It's what, an hour and a half?
No, it's like
45 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes.
Okay, so not too bad.
No, it's not bad.
Well, he got stuck behind the truck. He told me they're doing the construction.
Yeah.
And he still was the first one here.
Yeah, he did. He beat you too, huh?
Yeah. But he brought some swag. Check this out. We're all wearing it.
And it's Nike.
And it is. That's nice. Yeah. Man, I like this. Yeah. You know, I appreciate that. We do
Nocona.
appreciate we
no
always
problem.
love swag, you know.
Nocona and
Can't
Bowie.
beat it. Bowie,
So far.
Bowie brought the swag too, so see who can step up their game, you know.
Maybe a new car.
Yeah, maybe end up with a new car by the end of it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, probably not. Anyways, we're here. We're starting a new mini series called 940 Football Preview. You know, you have the newspaper, you have the social media posts of everybody, magazines who puts out what everybody's thinking or what everybody thinks gonna happen or expectations, blah blah blah, how the season's gonna turn out. But Coach Hearn here came up with the idea of, hey, let's see if we can bring in the head coaches on the show, and what better source than the head coach to give us information and give us a preview into the football program for the year. So we do appreciate you coming. We're going to go ahead and get it started and give Coach Evan Hearn the reins, and he'll start asking some questions.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, let's get this going. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by for us. Like he said, getting your insight of the Nocona Indians. So tell us a little about yourself. Introduce yourself to the audience.
So my name is Blake Crutsinger. Obviously, this will be my fourth year as the AD and head football coach at Nocona. I was the OC and boys coordinator at Gainesville for 5 years before that. Actually lived in Wichita Falls for about 10 years. Coached at Nocona a long time ago, Archer City. Life of a coach. I've been at Lindsay, Burleson, Bonham, Farmersville. So I've been around, mostly down 82 or 35, but excited to be in Nocona for year 4. I've got a daughter. She'll be a senior this year. I've got a son who'll be an 8th grader. So Nocona's been good to me and my family, and looking forward to another great year.
Real quick on your daughter.
I was about to ask
I'm one of the video. I do the video, and so I've got plenty of her making 3-point shots.
Yeah.
She's got such a sweet 3-point jumper, but yeah, they did pretty good.
Yeah.
And I guess y'all are expecting good things from her again this year, and the whole team.
Yeah, we graduate Skylar, so that's a big loss. But we've got some young girls that I think are going to step in there and fill that role or as much as they can. And some of those other girls are just going to have to step up. And but with the big school, small school split, it honestly probably helps us out a little bit. There's some of those teams, football, girls basketball, boys basketball, and volleyball. So I was. Lipan's guaranteed to go small. Martins Mill's guaranteed to go small. We're guaranteed to go big. So it's just some teams that we thought we were going to have to see. We're not going to see anymore. So.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad talking about basketball on this football preview because he's the AD.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're allowed. Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah, I got my hand in a lot of cookie jars.
There you go. Hey, all right. So we'll go ahead and get back to Evan. He probably got another question.
No, and so as you were saying, this is Nocona is your first head job, and so you told us you're from the area. What attracted you to the Nocona job?
Whenever I was looking at it, they'd been struggling a little bit on the boys' side, but my daughter was going to be a freshman, and honestly, it was a situation where she was going to be able to step in and have success right away. And so that was very appealing to me. And like I told everybody, I said, when she's graduating, my son's going to be going into high school. So that gives me 4 years to get that boys program right, so that he can have a great high school experience there just like she did. So, the administration's been great. The town's been great. They've been very welcoming of me and my wife and kids. So it's been a good spot.
That's
Can't
good.
beat that.
So segueing that, been there 4 years now. So tell us about last season and you guys' record.
So last year we were 8-2. We got beat in the first round by De Leon. Played one game less just because the game week 2 or week 3, I can't remember, against Electra we had lightning delay, so we didn't get to play that game. And so went 8-2, one district, and we were undefeated going into week 11 against Alvord, and it was Murphy's Law. We had tons of kids, two-way starters, get hurt, and anyway, we ended up winning district, but weren't undefeated district champs. So, and then had some more injuries in the playoffs, and fell to a good De Leon team who's picked second in their district. That's really, really good. So, but we had a good year. I mean, it was the first district championship in 11 or 12 years, something like that. So, it was good. We actually won district in everything in the fall and the winter, volleyball, football, cross country, boys and girls basketball. So. We ended up finished 13th in the Lone Star Cup standings, which was a big deal. I know Holiday won the 3A Lone Star Cup, but it's just being in the top 25 is a big deal. So
Sounds like a AD needs a raise over there. You win a district in every single.
you said it, not me.
So, Coach, let's talk about a little bit about last year a little bit. How many seniors did you guys graduate?
So we graduated 9. We had 5 of them. We called them the OG 5. They were with me since their freshman year. And then success breeds success. My numbers that first year, we started two-a-days my first year with 26 kids. Oh, wow. And when the season was over, we had 35. And then the next year, which that was the first time in my coaching career that we finished with more than we started with. Second year, we had 43. This last year, we had 48. And, you start winning and people want to be a part of it. So we had some kids that we were able to get out of the hallways. And then, last year, like I said, we had 48. We're going to have close to 60 this year. So our numbers have gotten better and better. But we graduated 9, and some of those guys are going to be really hard to replace offensively. We graduated about 85% of our offense. Quarterback that was close to 2,500-yard passer and a 1,000-yard rusher and another 1,000-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver. So we graduated a lot of our offensive weapons. So that's going to be, and of course, 2A football, they all play defense too. So
Yeah, you go.
graduated really good offensive linemen. And so there's some puzzle pieces that we're going to be looking for early on.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So while we're talking about that, so we talked about the seniors, you graduated 9 seniors. Let's talk a little bit about what pieces that you have coming back offensively and defensively.
Offensively, graduated the quarterback. So we'll have a little bit of a quarterback battle with a couple young bucks. They're sophomores. The biggest strength that I think we're bringing back 3 really good offensive linemen.
There you go. He talking about that old line again.
Oh, yeah. I learned real quick, if you can't block people on offense and you can't cover people in the secondary on defense, it's going to be a long year.
Yes, sir.
So I'm the biggest DB coach in Texas probably, but I spend all my time on offense with the O-line and defensively in the secondary.
Yes, sir.
But we're bringing back 3 really good offensive linemen, Matt Johnson and Cass Johnson, who are not related.
Twins?
But, they act like they're brothers, but they don't look like it. Matthew's actually a move-in that we got from Maryland, and he'll be a senior. And when he got here, he benched 300 and something the other day. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he was like, Coach,
Almost
you remember?
as much as me.
Yeah, me too. He's like, Coach, you remember whenever I got here? He's like, I benched 95 pounds because in Maryland it was club football. Like he had to drive an hour to go play football. And then Jake Pribble. And then we've got a couple young bucks on the O-line that we're going to have to see if they can do it or not. But one of them's had a really good summer. And so, those pieces. And then our weapon is going to be Caden Gaston, who was an all-state defensive back. You know, as a sophomore, his role offensively wasn't huge, but defensively, he's a lockdown corner. I mean, this kid can play. He's athletic. Last year as a junior, he 400 or 500-yard receiver. So this year, he's a guy who's going to have to touch the ball at least 15 times a game, and hopefully he can take it to the house 2 or 3 of those. And he can. I mean, he in the playoff game, he had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
He had 6 pick sixes. And so
What did you say his name was?
Caden Gaston.
Gaston. And
Yeah,
put him in my fantasy team.
Yeah, me too. And so anyway, so he's going to be a big piece of it. Jose Gomez, he played running back, slot receiver last year. He's going to be more of a wideout this year. And then our defensive leader was Oscar Solomon. He had 131 tackles. We called him the Matrix because there was times where he looked like he had 3 dudes going to block him, and somehow he got through him and got the dude on the ground. But he's going to be our defensive leader. Brody Langford, who is one of the kids who will be jockeying for that quarterback spot. He was defensive newcomer of the year last year at outside linebacker. So we got 2 linebackers coming back that we feel pretty good about. Jake Pribble was a first-team All-State or All-District defensive lineman. And Carson Peters would be a junior. He was a sophomore 2-way starter. His role was more on defense than it was offense, but he'll have to step up and fill a role on both sides of the ball. So
Very good.
Sound like you got some good pieces coming back, Coach.
yeah, we do.
So you talk about, when you first got there, and as you had 26 guys, and you ended with 35, but how you guys have grown, and that's what it sounded like from the players you mentioned. Instead of stepping in and having to do it, as we know, at the 2A level where you're playing both sides of the ball, they got to focus on one side. So that's a strength of yours, I would assume, besides your line, is just continuity and growth. Talk more about that, the success, as you mentioned, of the Nocona Indians.
And 2, we haven't deviated from what, every year you're going to have to adapt what you do a little bit to your guys. But for the most part, our base and our foundation hasn't changed. The verbiage hasn't changed. And for those kids, they're like, man, this is so much easier because, it seemed like, Coach Keck was there for a long time. And then, defensively, I know before I got there, the scheme had changed. Somebody was like, man, it felt like we were doing something different every week. And we are multiple, but we have rules that we go by, and it makes it simple for the kids. Offensively, some of our, we try to spell everything out for the kids. So some of our play calls are pretty long, but I tell the coaches I want to make it hard on us, make it easy on the kids. They're just listening for a small little chunk of that. But I think just the consistency and staying true to what we started doing, and just haven't jumped all over the place, and it hasn't been defense of the week or anything like that. So
You had mentioned having an important role, or that you focused on your D-backs and then your offensive line. What would you consider yourself more of, an offensive coach or a defensive-minded coach?
So I've been an offensive coordinator for 13 or 14 years, something like that. So I've been calling plays for a long time. And one of my mentors, Coach Polk, he was my AD that I worked for at Gainesville. He said, man, as soon as you become a head coach, he said, you're going to be drawn back to the defensive side of the ball. And I said, man, you're out of your mind. I said, dude, I've been calling plays forever. I said, I don't want to deal with defense. He said, I'm just telling you. And I called him like in the middle of my first year, and I said, dude, I spent all my time in the secondary. He said, I told you. And and so I really, I'm going to try to give over play calling duties this year. Hired a guy, Coach Hill. He was the AD and head football coach at SNS, and he's got some experience at Hebron and some bigger schools. And so I'm going to try to turn over play calling to him. And I'm going to be a lot more. I'm going to be involved offensively, but I'm going to try to turn it over and hand the keys to him, just like Coach Polk handed them to me at Gainesville and some of my other bosses have done. So, and then I'm gonna spend a lot of time in the secondary. I'm gonna be a lot more involved on the defensive side and the defensive game planning, which my defensive coordinator, he was like, when I told him I was gonna give over play calling duties, he was like, "Are you sure about that?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Crap!" Like he didn't want me to do it because he knew I was gonna be a lot more involved defensively. But I think it's time, and I think I've got some guys on staff. This is gonna be one of the best staffs I've been a part of. I got hired some really good dudes this year, and it's time for me to let somebody else do it and manage everything. So
You talk about hiring people. Not a lot of people have this luxury, but does Nocona have a strength and conditioning coach?
I do. Yep.
And how important is he or she to you and your program?
Oh my God. He's he got here and he actually came from SNS too. But he started showing up in May and we started implementing some of his stuff, and our kids in the last 2 months, it is incredible how much stronger the kids that have been coming every day, how much stronger that they've gotten. And, like I said, I've got a son that's an 8th grader, so I can speak to him, and I've seen how much his weight gains have improved in the last 2 months. And so, it's invaluable to have somebody that can dedicate all that time, effort, and energy to the weight room. And for the longest time, I felt like I was the weight room guy at some of the other places that I've been. So whenever I got to Gainesville, we had a strength and conditioning coordinator, so I took a back seat there, and really I enjoy it now. I just walk around in the weight room and high five kids and tell them good job. And I'm not the one running around yelling and screaming and bringing the juice, because now I'm one of the oldest guys on staff, and I feel like I'm still 25, but nice to have a little bit of a break in the weight room and just walk around. Yeah.
The realtor we trust is Kim Roark, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website at homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AG a call at 940-782-1194.
I actually got two questions, but one of the questions, just because I heard you say that, how important is it, and I think I haven't really asked any other coach this, but you'll be the first, how important is it for there to be that coach that's bringing the juice, that's motivating, pumping the kids, getting them going, and not being that everybody kind of being monotone, like not really saying much? How important, how have you seen that person, that basically having a hype guy, how do you see that pushing the kids, motivating them, and reaching and pushing their goals and getting their games?
Man, it just, I mean, if you walk in a weight room and your strength guy is quiet, monotone, whatever, not bringing it, like, I mean, it just sets the tone. I'm a big music guy. We have music at practice. We blare music in the weight room, and to me, just bringing that energy, bringing that juice, the kids feed off of it. So, I mean, it's invaluable, because if you're weak and this and that, especially up front, I mean, you can't get the job done. So having somebody in there that's pushing you to see those gains and making it fun, and I mean, I can't imagine not having one. But
Yes, sir. The reason I bring it up, I'm pretty familiar. You're probably familiar with Twitter and stuff, and I just love seeing those videos that the schools will make, where just everybody's crowded around that one player and just cheering him on. And then it's probably like that kid was like, man, I gotta get it, and it's it gives you the extra courage to just push it up and get the job done.
I haven't seen one where the kid failed.
Yeah. Well, that's
they don't post that.
But so my next question is what's going to be Nocona's defensively and offensive philosophy for next year?
Defensively, we've tried to simplify it for the kids. We want them to play fast, and so we don't bog them down with a million reads. Like, our linebackers don't have a million reads. We run a lot of man coverage in the secondary. I want my kids to play loose and fast defensively, and I want them to be known as being the most physical defense on the field, week in and week out. And offensively, we've been very multiple offensively, and we've run some option. But I want to be known as being tough up front. I feel like if you've got tough, gritty offensive linemen, that everybody else is going to see that and jump on their back and go. And luckily I do. Like I said, I've got 3 proven guys on the offensive line. And Matt Johnson, my center, he's going to bring the juice. He's the rah-rah guy on the field. And those kids feed off of it, just like they feed off of Coach Lady in the weight room. And they still haven't, talk about all the juice in the weight room. They haven't seen it in full force yet. We're in the summertime, so I try to make it a little bit more laid back, and we try not to really hurt them too bad in there, because we want them to come back. But yeah, it's the full juice is about to be unleashed here in about 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
So you guys went 8-2. So tell us about your non-district schedule for this upcoming year.
So we added a team in district play. So we lost a non-district game against Valley View week 5. Starting off week 1 against my old alma mater, Lindsay. And then we go to Electra week 2. We've got SNS at home week 3. And then we go to Archer City week 4.
So how do you feel like that stacks up with heading you guys up into district, those 4 non-district guys?
Lindsay's going to be good. They they run some of the gunner stuff, the option stuff, and a lot of the quick motion stuff that's tough defensively. I mean, that's why they do it. They're going to be good. I've seen some of their kids this summer, and they got big. And then Electra week 2, Coach McKitty does a great job. We played 4 plays against him last year, and then we had the Lightning. So, but he's got them rocking and rolling. They're going to be tough. SNS, I don't know. I think they're going to be down a little bit. And then Archer City, I think they're going to be pretty good. I know they've got a good quarterback coming back, and Coach Ritchie does a good job. So it's going to be a tough non-district.
And as we said, and all the coaches have said, they play a tough non-district to prepare yourself for district play. It doesn't really matter. To the fans, it does matter. And obviously, as coaches, we want to win every game. But you want your team on striding at the right time, and that's what you do. You prepare yourself in non-district. So tell us about your non-district schedule. You said you lost an opponent due to the new UIL realignment. So just tell us about your non-district, or you gained one. Tell us about your district schedule.
So we've got, last year we won district. Tioga was number 2, Alvord was number 3, and Trenton was number 4. We're in the district with Tom Bean. They had a 2-year playoff ban, so they were actually the 4th place team. They just couldn't go, and so they're going to be a lot better. Everybody in our district's going to be better, and then we add Wolf City, who won the district that they were in. They graduated some, but they've got some of their studs coming back. So really, our our district is tough. Like I said, I mean, I think Tioga brings back 30 kids off their varsity roster, which I didn't even have 30 kids on my varsity roster. Wolf City brings back a lot. Tom Bean, all those kids that were ineligible for varsity competition, they're all eligible now. I think they returned like 10 and 10 on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. Whitewright, who I think they got last year. They got a 2,500-yard, 25 touchdown running back from Bells. He moved over to Whitewright. So they just got a lot better. And man, everybody got better. Trenton graduation hit Trenton pretty hard. They graduated their quarterback and their really good running back. Alvord lost some to graduation, but they've got some really good young kids coming up. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, man.
Okay, so we'll switch things up a little bit over just kind of off the field kind of stuff. I always like to ask this question because it's kind of cool to get to know some things maybe in your program or something with you. What is one thing that you would say that you guys do either as a team or you do as a coach that the outside world doesn't really know? Is it whether it's something you do in the locker room before the game or something, maybe it's some kind of tradition or something that you've continued on or started and continued, just anything you might can think of?
Man, I'm trying to think.
Let's just do this. Let's just say, what is the day in a life like? Break down your day from the time you get up on game day to the time you go to bed on game day.
On game day, well, we don't have school on Fridays.
That's like the fourth school.
So
I need that.
So another school we had,
listening.
they didn't have school on Mondays.
yeah,
So they said they liked that a little bit better. But
I thought.
how do you like it? How do you like Friday being off, but you still got to,
So
round up the kids and everything else?
So we bring them in at 10 o'clock, and we lift them at 10 o'clock. We actually lift on game day. And so it's not real strenuous, but we do get their blood going a little bit. And so we lift them at 10, and then we'll watch a little bit of film, and then we'll make sure all their bags are packed if it's an away game, or they get all their uniforms and all that stuff, get all their stuff situated. And then about 11:15, we go over and have team lunch. And then last year we had pep rallies at noon. So everybody kind of showed up at noon and did the pep rally. And then pep rally's over at 12:30, and I'd turn them loose for 3 hours. I wouldn't see them again until 4:15, 4:30. This year we're 7 o'clock kickoff instead of 7:30, so it'll be a little bit earlier this year. But it's honestly kind of nice. You get to sleep in a little bit on Friday. And then, last year I spent, as every play caller does, all day long getting my call sheet ready, which I'm sure I'll find something else I got to do since I'm not calling plays. But it's nice for those coordinators to not have to worry about being in class all day, and they got all day to concentrate on football. So
yeah. So what would what do you do to get your mind right before the games?
Listen to old school 90s rap.
That's a second coach.
Yeah.
Coach Woods said the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
My whole day.
like I got a big Bose speaker in my office, and I just blare it, and I'd sit in there and work on my call sheet and turn the light off and get my mind right.
Yes, sir.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
I hadn't asked nobody this either. I don't know why I haven't asked this question. You're getting out of the good
New
ones.
week, new questions.
What's from a swag standpoint? How many uniform combos do you guys got in the Nocona?
So we've got a white jersey, a black jersey, white pair of pants, black pair of pants, and an orange pair of pants. So we've got 3 different pants. We've only got 1 helmet. We have looked at possibly doing the second skin and all that. But for right now, that's what we've got. But the orange pants are new this year, and they're pretty nice.
Okay.
So
what's your go-to? What do you consider if Nocona's coming out going somewhere? Which uniform do you probably like the most? Which combo?
you got to go with the icy whites. I will say this: last year we got them. They had a home cleat, an away cleat. They had a home sock, an away sock, and so we looked pretty good.
Swag.
Okay, Coach. So it leads me to my last question. If you do this, we're gonna have to go outside. The big old special. He just mad because he ain't getting no special like that. You know what I'm saying? So the big old special.
I'm excited about what he's going to answer on the first part.
Yeah. So I asked it in 3 parts. Or four.
Okay.
Just depending. I like to eat. Shout out to myself and my belly.
And Miss Kim with all them snacks.
Yeah, them snacks. So the first part of it is what's your favorite place to eat at in Nocona? I know my place.
Well,
Oh, he on the spot.
I know, man. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Say a couple.
Probably Trace.
Boy, if you didn't say that, I was gonna say I'm gonna jump on you, Coach. That's the best place, hands down, in Nocona.
That's my daughter actually waits tables there. She started.
And
there
there's
a
some
couple
good
months
Mexican food, boy.
I guess
that's
I haven't
pretty
been to that one.
It's good.
Is that the one right as you come in?
Oh, yeah. I think
On the
so.
right?
I haven't
On the
been to
right,
that one.
right by the stoplight?
ago.
Okay, I have been to that one. Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
pretty good.
Good salsa.
So what's your? Are you gonna add? What's your plate? What do you like to get, or do you mix
I
it
either
up?
go fajita nachos or beef enchiladas.
Yeah, that's good.
Coach
Fajita-
Crutsinger special.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's good. So my next question is what's your favorite pregame meal?
And honestly, probably gas station Crispitos, because if we're
Awesome.
if
That
we're
beef and bean, man.
if we're on the road, I'll stop in there and grab something, or most of the time I'm so busy I don't have time to go eat something, and I look up and I'm like, crap, it's about to be game time and I haven't eaten. But sometimes our booster club will take care of us, and I'll walk into like a stack of ribeyes or something like that. So that's I'm not ribs. Yeah, they cook some mean ribs too. So
Oh dang!
our concession stand is really, really good. So
Okay, so the next part is what's one of the things that you like to feed the kids before games?
and chicken spaghetti. They do that a lot. A lot of for lunch, chicken fried steak and gravy, which sometimes they'll get a little sleepy on that. But yeah, they're big pasta people over there. So a lot of chicken spaghetti, regular spaghetti, and all that. So.
Okay.
Well, this is my last question. This has been a great interview, Coach, and I appreciate it. Sounds like maybe we can get out there and get some of those ribeyes.
Yeah.
On
Well,
Boost-
we
Boost
got it. We
Club.
got a new press box. It just went up like a week ago, and so we've actually got like a spot in there for the media now. Which I don't know if you've ever seen that press box before, but it was bad. And so this one got a lot more room in there. So yeah, if y'all come out there, y'all have a spot to set
So
up.
we're granted media pass?
Yeah, I don't know if I can get all y'all in there.
No, I don't. We just need to get one.
Well, yeah,
I'm a big guy.
I got the camera.
The videographer, he just
Yeah.
need it.
I'm a big guy. I don't need to get in there.
I'll save y'all one bite each.
One
No, I'm gonna
ribeye.
get the food. I said I just won't be up there doing that. The
Well,
camera.
that's where
work.
the food is at. It's up there.
Okay, we'll take turns.
All right. So, like you said, you guys were 8-2 last year, and this question does not have to be wins and losses, but what are your goals for the Nocona Indians this upcoming season?
Man, we made the playoffs the last 2 years. We want to win a playoff game. So yes, step one is getting in the playoffs, but we would like to go win a playoff game. So that other district that we match up with is really, really tough. But I think we've got a pretty tough non-district schedule, and if we can get through a tough district, then we want to go get a gold ball and play in the second round. So at least.
That's good. That's good. You guys have any more questions?
No, sir.
No? You have anything for us, Coach?
No, earlier, you ask about just anything I do. I mean, special or anything. I just, man, like I coach them hard, but like I tell my coaches, I want to love them harder. So if, I'm big on, if I got to go be bad cop, I'll tell somebody else, hey, go be good cop or love this kid up. But, man, I just try to do right by kids. I mean, I don't, I'm not like Buzz Williams, that does all this stuff. I just feel like, man, just treat the kids right and know that we're invested in them as coaches and that we love them and would do anything for them. I think that goes a long way. So, Not saying we do anything cutting edge or anything, but I feel like our kids know that we love them, and I guess that would be the most special thing that we do.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, from time to time, being a coach, I mean, a lot of time coaches, your jobs are on the line or this or that, and they're expected to do stuff and expected to win games or this and that, but sometimes they lose track of the importance of being one of those 5 influences in a kid's life. A coach is definitely one of those 5.
Mm-hmm.
You got your parents, your church leaders, maybe, or this or that, but a coach, these kids look up to so much. So, so I know what you're saying, and I think it's awesome. I don't think we've had a bad coach that has been like that, but there are definitely some out there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, if you guys don't have anything else, we just want to thank you and say, hey, appreciate you coming out here. We don't have the resources to get out to every spot. We're definitely looking forward to some Nocona football this year. We started with basketball last year, so this is our first go at football. So we may be reaching out to you for this or that, questions, maybe stat sheets, anything we can get to kind of, our goal is to put forth as much information and as much exposure as we can for those kids.
Yeah.
So anything that we can do or anything you can help us with, that would be great.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys doing what you do. I know my kids, I know there's a buzz about y'all, and they talk about it, and so it means something to them. So any exposure they can get is positive, and I can hold over their head. Hey, I'm 4-0, picked y'all to do this or that, or so.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a game of the week, so be on the lookout for that. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but and tell your kids don't be on the wrong side of the highlight. That's what I like to tell people, because I get so many messages of, man, are you going to post that? It's like, I got to, man. It's a highlight. Yeah. I mean, I post the own Burt kids got head topped in that one game, and he's like,
Coach Hearn going crazy on the Bills.
Yeah.
The head top. Man, when we were playing, that get me out of the game.
Oh yeah.
So there was one game like Caden Gaston had a big catch or something. I look over there and he's doing that, so I get his replacement in there, and he comes out. He's like, "What'd you take me out for?" I'm like, "You're tapping your head." He was like, "Coach, it's head tap." I'm like, I said, "That means come out of the game." He said, "No, it's not what it means anymore."
Not no more.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
So I guess we kind of talked a little bit. I just, we talked about NCAA football.
I was about to say it too. Yeah.
You mentioned that you were creating a team or a dynasty.
Dynasty. Yeah.
With what team was it?
The Longhorns.
Okay.
Don't look over. Oh.
I'm just wondering.
You're the odd man out, bro. So.
Because that's a good team.
Oh yeah.
Man, yeah. So what else? We got anything else?
No, I was going there with the NCAA. Coach is just like the rest of us guys over 30. We were so excited to get the game out that we were beating our kids and everybody else under 20 that we could, to show them, hey, we waited long and hard for this game. So
yeah.
Well,
the next day in the weight room, the kids were talking about it, and they're like, "Coach, can you play?" And I just looked at my 7th or 8th grade son, and I said, "You want to answer that?" And because he went 0-3 the night before, and they were all mercy rules. So
yeah,
that 21, baby.
Oh yeah. So now all that other stuff, the Fortnite, like if I go in there, he's gonna whoop up on me pretty good on that. But I got him in NCAA. So
that's our like comeback. Like that's what we can hold strong to.
Yeah.
But again, we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you guys.
And we wish you the best of luck this year.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be in touch.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks,
Enjoy,
Coach.
guys.
Thank you.
Yep.